on YouTube? This is Jamil here, and before I get into the deck profile of the two decks that I will be playing around with during Zoo format, before Fusion Enforcers, I like to just reiterate on just how good the virus cards are going to be, how low key good they are, that nobody really pays attention to these cards, and even Crush Card. Crush Card is actually low key broken right now because, well, fuck Kaijus and fuck DDDs. Like, now both of these decks, they don't want to blow up any high level, any high attack monsters out of their main deck. What the hell do they want to be in the graveyard for? They got no use being in the graveyard besides Savin Thomas, and you're not gonna willingly do that unless they have a Genghis or whatnot, which is like one of the perfect times to do it. But anyway, it's just a food for thought. Like, especially deck Devi. If you're playing the DDD deck, you could play all these virus cards. You mean, like, if you can main multiple virus cards, like, who the hell needs solemn cards? You don't really need solemn strikes or, you know, well, D Barriers is still incredibly good, but when you got the choice between three strikes, which only stops one monster effect or one summon, which can really like disrupt your opponent, or you can play a virus, and you know if your opponent's playing Zoo or Blue Eyes or you know anything else with Hollow Mind, you could potentially just fuck fuck this shit up. I mean, I tested this in my Cosmo deck, and I went against. I don't think it was Wind Witch Eidolons, but I saw Speedroids, and I saw multiple Wind Witches, and the guy summoned Glass Bell and searched the Ice Bell, and after that I deck divvied him, and I nuked four cards out of his hand. I nuked four cards. I nuked the ice or the Glass Bell on field. He only had a spell card in his hand. He scooped, and Dogfighter is just amazing for that reason because the token copies this exact set, so you don't have to sack the Dogfighter. Just sack the token and proceed to fuck over your opponent. Now, against Zoo, you gotta be a little bit careful because they play like 12 other ways to get to Momorat. So even if you nuke a Momorat out of hand, if they have Barrage, they're just going to summon Tiger Mortar and get it out of the graveyard and reattach it, and you've essentially accomplished nothing. So, with that being said, if it's against a Zoo player, my best bet is just to wait. If it's not being forced to activate, then wait until they summon Bullhorn or Broad Bull, whichever one you want to call it. Wait till they summon Broad Bull, and wait till the second Momrat, or quote unquote the third one. Wait till the third one hits the field, so they have the two Momrats and the Bull sitting there before they overlay and then go ahead and flip this over. You don't have anything to worry about. But not only is this good against the Zoodiac archetype itself, but it also low key just you also get to look at your opponent's hand so you know what's a real threat and what's not. You know what's coming and you can prepare for it. Not only that, but it can hit other cards like the Speedroid engine, hits the Terratop, the Taki Timborg, and it hits the hand traps. DD Crows, which some people actually main deck that shit, but it hits the DD Crows, it hits the Ghost Ogres, the Maxies, it hits them all, which is really good for that. Or, if you could deal with the Zoo but you can't deal with the Kaijus, then you can play Crush Card. It literally works both ways. You can do either or against the Zoo deck and it'll work. Because if you can stop the Zoos, with your monsters that you have available, then you're good. But, half the time, kaijus cripple your board. They'll get rid of your monster negates, your spell trap negates, whatever. The kaijus get rid of whatever you need to fend them off. So, if you want to play Crush Card instead, you want to sack your Savin Kepler, or your Lamia, or your whatever you have left on the field, then you can feel free to do that. DDD is a good deck to use both, and Eradicator. They can use Eradicator. You call spells, you hit their Twin Twisters, you hit their slumbers, and you hit their barrages. You're regardless any virus card you play, you're in a good spot. Period. Um, I really highly recommend you guys taking a look at virus cards. Now, this Cosmo deck is low key actually really good. It's really good in the sense to where these virus cards were previously an artifact engine. They were just an artifact engine. Three Sanctum, three Scythe. Now, granted, if you're going second, well, it doesn't matter. Virus cards are just good if you're going first or second because the monsters are going to remain on the board. Again, I did mention, Dogfighter is excellent for deck Devi because its token meets the requirements to activate. Remember, deck Devi is the one that kills 1500 or less, and unlike the Erotic Crush card, deck Devi still checks the next all the cards your opponent draws for the next 3 turns. So you essentially still get to take a peek at what they have, which is good. And so, with that being said, Sword Troopers is really the only target, and you can search it out of the deck very easily with Tin Can if you have a call set, or you can just summon it out of the deck with one of the ships if you nuked them with Fire King Island, which is also good. So regardless, this build is an interesting one to look into, but the one I really want to show you is this one. This. Okay, I looked at I watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Tube's YouTube channel. I watch his videos quite often, and I'm pretty sure most of you have seen it already. But these top 10 Zoodiac variant kind of decks. I looked at the number one deck, of course. I mean, I looked at all of them, but the number one is what stuck out to me the most because it's the one that's legal right now, the one with the kaijus. Zoodiac Kaiju. That apparently is the number one build, I guess in his opinion, but I mean, it doesn't have the stun, but it just OTKs. And I studied that replay over and over and over again, and just wondering how is it so easy for this deck to OTK their opponent. Again, I do know kaijus will cripple your board, but here's the thing. The thing about it is, when you play Slumber or when you cripple yourself with kaijus, you play Slumber, their entire monster board is clean with the exception of one kaiju, which will get blown up by Drancia. So everything is, by the time you're ready to go into battle phase, your opponent's board is wide open for game. Like, there's no debating it. Now, if they have back row, they can deal with it. They can deal with back row. They have twin twisters and whatnot. And I thought, well, now that I pretty much figured out the formula to success for an OTK deck, you can really implement this in really just about any deck. Any deck that has OTK capabilities, you can splash the kaiju engine aspect of it. As long as you can open, I mean, you could do this in DDDs. As long as you can open up your opponent's board, and if you can deal with back row relatively easy before you summon monsters, before you run into a shitstorm. In my case, I have 3 Slip Rider. I still want to make space for MSTs, but if you can do that effectively every turn 2, then you got a solid OTK FTK deck, and that is exactly what I did with this deck. Except I wanted to do True King Cosmo since I'm too goddamn impatient to wait 3 months for Maximum Crisis for the Wind Kaiju or True King and the Field Spell. I wanted to play True King Kaiju or Cosmos now because they're so damn good, and they're so powerful, and they're just in such sync with Cosmos because of their float ability. It's so stupid. And at first I tried to play all the True Kings that are out now, the Earth, the Water, and the Fire. But in order to play those, I had to splash Water targets and Earth targets. And yeah, I tried confronting the Seas or retaliating Sea, but the problem is that thing has to be on the field to get destroyed to search max C. It can't be in the hand, which is a bummer. If that thing could get its effect off while in the hand after being destroyed. Oh my god, that'd be so good. But that's besides the point. Water and Earth don't work. I did want to keep one copy of Water in because if I can nuke it from hand, I could summon another one from the deck, another fire one. If I nuked it off of Fire King Island or the fire one, and so I can get a free rank 9. But to be honest, I really don't need it. I just need it to OTK. Bo. So, um, this is the reason why I chose the fire because you got the Fire Kings. Fire Kings, you can search them off of island. There's terraforming is at 3, which synergizes really well with the True Kings. And if 2 of the cards destroyed were fire, you can banish a monster on the field or in the graveyard. Once it's summoned, that part doesn't start a chain. The part that starts a chain is the reveal to blow up 2 cards as special. It's the same thing with all of them. But this is a really good tech though. Fencing Fire Ferret, when it's just destroyed and sent to the graveyard, so I can nuke this from hand and trigger its effect. Target a face-up monster my opponent controls, blow it up, and inflict 500 to my opponent. That is really good in dealing with, like, not Dranceas per se, because Dranceas will just use its quick effect after the True King's been summoned, but anything else it's really good against. And onto the Kaijus. I have Max Season here too, because, again, this deck is meant to go second, which is why there's no Dark Lady, there's no Tin Can. This is, like, all, like, OTK shit right here. But, every Kaiju in here has a purpose. This one, because it's a level 9, so it works well with the True King, so if my opponent lives, I can overlay into the Phantom Fortress. Dogoran, because it is a fire. If I don't have access to Yaksha, or Fire King Island, or Fire Ferret, I can search this with a Slumber if it's in the graveyard, or if I play Slumber, I can put Dogoran on my field to make a fire target for the, I don't know the name. I'm just gonna call him Blaster. Just Blaster 2.0. I don't play Gamma Seal because here, the thing about this deck is the point is to OTK, right? Now, the best way to OTK in a Cosmo deck, you need Farm Grow to hit the field. But I only play one because all you need to do is summon it out of the deck. So how are you going to get a Farm Grow from deck on field during the battle phase? The best way to do it is to crash your Cosmos. And the best way to do... And Gamma Seal doesn't match the attack of any Cosmo monster. But Kumungus does. It matches the attack of Landwalker. So generally the strategy here is to cripple your opponent's board with a Kaiju. Play your Fire King Island if you have it. Or if you have a True King, go... If you have a True King play, then you can go ahead and play Slumber. Always put Kumungus on your opponent's side of the field. And if you have a way to nuke Dark Destroyer or Forerunner, or if you just have Landwalker in your hand, then you can nuke that. If Landwalker was in your hand, you summon Strawman to get it back. You have a big-ass Kaiju, you got a big-ass True King, you have a Strawman, you probably have another Cosmo in your hand, but you'll summon Landwalker. Or if it was Forerunner, you just summon Landwalker out of the deck. And then, at this point, you will proceed to battle phase. You will use the Landwalker to attack into the Kumungus. They're both going to die, but Landwalker is going to float. The board is now wide the hell open, and you can summon Farm Girl and proceed to game your opponent. You know, you're going to have 2 big-ass beat sticks, whether it be a Kaiju or a True King or one of those in one of the Cosmos. And once you grab Dark Destroyer, it's more or less game over. Now, Raiden, if you don't have access to Landwalker, but you have access to Forerunner, you can use that instead, and you can crash Forerunner into Raiden. Crash Forerunner into Raiden because they're both even attack. That works. Same with Dark Destroyer and Dogoran, but Dogoran's going to be on my field half the time. Because the whole thing is to access Farm Girl to access Dark Destroyer, but if Dark Destroyer is in hand already, then it doesn't matter. But again, I stress this deck is meant to go second. Now, I will have a side deck. Actually, I have one made, actually right now. There you go. The virus cards. You can use the virus cards, or if you're not happy with that, you can use the artifact engine. Replace it with the artifact engine, because if this thing really does what it needs to do, then they're gonna treat it like a mermail matchup and they're going to make you go first. And if they make you go first, that's kind of a bummer. So, what you're going to do is you're going to side a slower form of Cosmos, but you're going to design it in a fashion to where you are going first. So what you're essentially going to end up doing is you're going to end up siding out all that other. You're going to side out the True Kings, the Fencing Fire Ferrets. Well, Fire Ferrets can actually keep, or you can keep the Kaijus, either or. I know I'm missing something. Multiple Good Witch, because you need Good Witches if you're going second to just bait. You just need to bait. Bait effects. Force them to play defensively. Just force them to act a certain way. Force them to, just force them on the defensive. That's all I got to say about that one. Now on the side, if they play System Down, it's a problem. But you have Cosmo Town, so again, you're all good there. Typhoon? Yeah, if you're going first, you got virus cards to stun the shit out of them pretty much, and you got calls, you got your Tin Cans, you got your Sword Troopers, you got your Dark Lady. I mean, you could play Cosmo Joe for more stun power. That could work. And then again, yeah, you have 3 Slip Riders. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do the Cosmo Joe. See? There's your side deck. Side deck's ready. You can do 3 of each of the viruses, or you can do the artifact engine. 3 Scythe, 3 Sanctum. That works. Now, let me show you some replays and show you just how good this deck really is. Now, this one isn't a very traditional kind of Blue Eyes, but he does have the Gospel. He does make the Spirit Dragon. Oh, wait, he does it. And this is like ideally, this isn't the kind of hand you want. You do not want hands like this at all. But somehow I'm still able to play out of this. This is like a very small FTK. Very, very small. See, look at this. You crash Landwalker into the Kumongas. I deal 33 from that. I search Slip Rider instead. If you have a very, very small window, like a very, very small chance of OTKing, and you see another pilot in your hand, it's probably going to be a level 4, so search something, or if you see another ship, just search a pilot. Search a pilot so you can banish the Farm Girl to summon the pilot to do that extra damage you need, as shown in the video, to push, to give you the extra damage needed to push for game. Now, this guy's playing Klee Demise, but he gets that awkward hand. He gets the very, very awkward hand. Now, on this one, I think I FTK him. I was lucky enough to get the Yaksha. I picked this shit apart one by one. That was another Swords. I play Town. I get Slip Rider to hand. I'm going to get that Landwalker. I'm going for Slip Rider. And I'm going straight to Battle Phase because I'm going to summon Farm Girl. I'm going for the OTK. I'm going all in. And it's just GG from here. Summon Good Witch. Extra damage. This deck literally just reliably, consistently does this, just like Zoodiac. So if you do not want to play Zoodiacs, take this formula. Take the Kaiju formula and implement it with something else that can assist with the Kaijus to build a massive board and deal with back row. Don't forget that. You play a deck that assists with a Kaiju engine to go second to FTK your opponent. against Zoodiacs, this deck, I don't know. I think this deck can top Zoodiac if they go first. Because again, this deck, I always stress Cosmos do not give a shit about Dimensional Barrier. They do not. Just like Infernoids. Oh shit, I would hate to see this in Infernoids. Look at this. Just non-stop FTK, FTK. Look at I get Farm Girl this time. And I drew Yaksha. That's good. So far, I don't draw any Fencing Fire Ferrets. Which was odd, but looks like I didn't need to. He striked the Forerunner, but Yaksha is going to resolve, and I'm going to get a Slip Rider, and I'm on a normal Farm Girl, and that's going to be that. Look at that, Forerunners in hand. Like, he's not winning, and he knows he wasn't going to win. I think this is one of the only times I don't FTK my opponent. Because he had Red Dragon Archfiend Scarlet, and he had Bane. Or do I OTK him? I forget. Let me see. Okay, there's a Kaiju. I have no True King. I have that. Okay, there's far. Okay, yeah. I don't crash. I just run over it with the Kaiju. And there you go. Look at that. He had extra points left, so I just summoned the Pilot first to do the extra damage I needed. I FTK'd him. Good shit, good shit. Against this deck is really good against Blue Eyes and DDD because they have a lot of matching attack power 2800, 3000. So you can literally pick everything apart. You can keep crashing Cosmos and you slowly float down and you pick their board apart one by one. And I've done that. At the local, I think I've explained this, but my DDD opponent had Siegfried, Void Ogre Dragon, Hope Harbinger, and there was another one. Oh yeah, D-Arc. And what I did was, I summoned Strawman, I banished to summon Dark Destroyer, I used Dark Destroyer to destroy Hope Harbinger. They both crashed, so... Whoa, no. I blew up Hope Harbinger with the effect, and then I crashed into Void Ogre. And then I floated into Forerunner. Forerunner crashed into Siegfried. And then Slip Rider just banished, floated into a Pilot. And then I just, yeah. He was left with a D-Arc, and I set Cosmo Joe. No. I set Artifact Sanctum and passed, and then I flipped it over and summoned Scythe and locked him out. And he lost from there. This is the one where I think this is the one where I did not FTK my opponent. I did not FTK him at all here. Because he had too much. But I still did really good. Look at that. 228s. 225s, a 3000 I sacked over for a Kaiju. He had Gospel. I forgot about that shit. Look at this. I'm just picking his shit apart. One by one by one. That's how Cosmos do it. If you got stuff on the exact same stats, Cosmos is going to have a heyday with you. And he did that damage with that Deep Eyes, but he left that shit in attack mode. That's 3000. 3000 Dark Destroyer. Big mistake, buddy. I'm going to blow that shit up. And, this is pretty much where I proceed to, dominate the shit out of him, because at this point he's top decking. He's top decking. He ain't gonna win. I just gain life points. I just go to battle phase. Didn't think I had another Cosmo in hand. Special game. And now, I will do one more replay, and then I'll go to a live match, just to show you guys the consistency of how this deck can FTK. I don't even think I FTK. I don't think I FTK this guy either. But if you can draw a True King, if you draw a True King in Terraforming, you're pretty much going to FTK your opponent. If you draw anything True King related, you're good. And especially if you draw anything Kaiju related. If you draw a Slumber, a True King, and a Terraforming, it's a done deal. Because you're going to have a ship in your hand. I engineered the deck to where I have a lot more ships than I have pilots. Because there's so many things to nuke cards out of your hand in this build to where it's like you do not want to draw your pilots. Period. Like I got the short troopers in case I have Farm Girl and it goes to the graveyard because um, some of these combos, actually rely on putting Cosmo Town over the Fire King Island, and sometimes that Fire King Island will nuke a ship with your Farm Girl, and then from there you're gonna float into Sword Troopers, then summon Farm Girl out of the graveyard, then your board is wide open, or the board's wide open to push for game in that manner. It's like some complicated combo I came up with, but it worked. Okay, yeah, I didn't FTK my opponent here, but I think I still fuck him up. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, that's a strike face down. I does he summon lightning? I think he does. Yeah, he summons lightning. That's the wrong thing he should have beat over. He should have beat over the slip rider so it wouldn't float. But since he failed to do so, that was a smart thing to do. He striked the look at that. I searched the fire so I have a fire target for the true king. So I can actually use it and continue and extend my plays, but he striked me, which was actually very, very smart. But in the end, I still got him. I still beat him. I still FTK'd him. That was good. Let's hop into a live match here, guys. I'm going to hop into a live match. I'm going to show you the power of this deck. Wait, is this deck? Okay, yeah, this deck is here. I was making sure I was playing with the right deck before I just jump in. Come on, guys. Come on. Yeah, no, man. My name's Bank Destroyer still, because that's Dark Destroyer's real name. Not Dank Destroyer, but Bank Destroyer. Back when it was $125. Hopefully I can win. Yes, I won, so I can go second. Cool. Well, would you look at that? FTK. Go ahead and play your hand, guy. You're not going to win. I'm going to search Yaksha, and then I'm going to search Cosmo Town, and I'm going to do that thing that I showed you simply because I don't have a level 6 ship in the hand. Since I don't have a level 6 ship in the hand, I'm going to have to summon Farm Girl. Wait a minute. No, I got to go to Straw Man first. It's special. Oh, yes, please be playing Zoo. Show everybody, show the world of what this deck can do against the infamous Zoo. Hey, that shit rhymes. Yeah, wait, what? Okay, there you go. There we go. We're getting somewhere. If I draw a Slumber, this shit is over. You're gonna set D-Barrier, and I'm not gonna give a shit. And this shit's gonna be... I'm just gonna bust your shit wide... Oh my god, that sounds dirty. Fuck it. I'm gonna bust your shit wide open. Fuck Zoodiacs. I don't know if anyone... how long you guys have been following me, but... I don't think I have ever in the history of this game liked anything Beast Warrior related. I've never played Fire Fist. I never played Boojins. Like, I didn't like any of them. I just don't like Beast Warrior decks. I don't know why. Don't ask. I never liked X-Sabers. Fuck X-Sabers. But, I mean, I have no, like, natural hate towards Beast Warriors. I just don't like Beast Warrior decks. Especially Zoos. Like, the other thing I don't really have respect, well, not respect for, the thing that I just don't tolerate or I don't really appreciate is the fact that people consider engines like these, yes, they are splashable in a lot of decks, but that doesn't mean you should. I mean, again, I would splash them in ABCs, but for two problems. One, they're fucking expensive. Two, extra deck space is fucking tight nowadays, god damn it. Like, have you seen a DDD fucking extra deck? Like, that shit's fucking tight. How are you gonna freaking have space for 5 fucking extra spots? Doesn't make sense, does it? Because if you're playing zoos, if you're splashing a zoo engine in your shit, you're gonna splash Terratops in your shit too. And I know this shit. Okay, he said Stinky. He's gonna flip that shit over. I got no way to stop the Drencia from blowing up my fucking drag my true king. If I have a kaiju, then I can sack over it and it'll be oh shit. What's he got? Fucking Bearman or some shit? Okay, he's got Thoroughblade, so he just wants a draw just to have a draw. Why would he? Does he have another one? Well, he'll search it with Bullhorn anyway, so he'll detach to summon a How many Mole Rats is he? Okay, he has another one. Wait a minute. No, he doesn't. Alright, I'm interested. What do you got for me? You would think if he played Tiger King, he would have a Bearman. Probably, I don't know. I'm confused at this point. I mean, are you at least going to make Daigoso Emerald? At the very least, you can make that. Okay. If I don't draw anything to deal with the Drantia, I can't play Fire King Island because it's too risky. Because he can blow up the Fire King Island at the wrong time and potentially disrupt my play, which I do not want. Now, if I draw a fire off the bat, well, if I draw a fire off the bat and I search, wait a minute, I can just summon Good Witch and bait the Drantia. That works too. Okay, as one said, it's probably D-Bear. Oh, Kaiju. Perfect. I don't gotta deal with your bullshit Drantia. Awesome. Thank you for your business. Now, I do need to summon Slip Rider, however. So, with that being said, I am going to search Fire King Island now, so I can indeed proceed to deal with that face down that I do not like, obviously. Now, he has a lot of monsters on the board, so I'm probably not FTKing him anytime soon. But it depends. It depends on what he has down there, and it depends on what I decide to do about it. Now, I have no way of getting Forerunner. I have to more or less bank on a Cosmo Town draw, which I hate doing. I hate banking on that shit. So, I'm going to go ahead and blow this up. I'm going to search this thing. I'm going to float. Yeah, the best thing to do is just summon Strawman. Summon Strawman. Yeah, because I have nothing I want to book him down with Good Witch for anyway, so summon Strawman and then play Cosmo Town. So I can... so I'll just end up floating to summon another Strawman anyway. Oh, he's got something. Whiptail. Oh, shit. He can still... you can equip it to any Beast Warrior? I thought it was only zoos he can do that to. No, well. I'll figure out a way to get him out, or get out of that mess. Let's go. Let's go ahead and summon this thing. And let's go ahead and activate this. Well, do I want to banish the summon Slip now? That won't be very good if I do it now, though. I can summon Sword Troopers and proceed to... okay. We're working on something good here. Stand by, guys. Stand by. That's a great fucking idea. I'm going to summon Sword Troopers. Dude, I am very angsty to see what that face... I guarantee... it has to be D-Bear. It has to be. The fact that he's just has so many options to chain that shit. Now the problem is picking his shit off one by one. If I had another Cosmo in hand, this would be fantastic. Let's see. I can play the True King now? Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and get this now. Alrighty. I don't want too much pilots in my hand, so I'm going to have to summon Slip Rider. I guarantee you it's D barrier. It has to be. It sucks that I don't have a big ass ship in my hand. If I had a bigger ship, yep, it was D barrier. Who are you gonna call? What the hell did he call? Check the log. I don't know what the fuck he called. Oh well. If I draw a big ship, I turn it around. If I don't, well, actually, I just drew 2 fires. Holy shit. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I just busted your shit wide open. I'm gonna banish, where's their fucking Tiger King at so I can get that shit out of the way? Let's go ahead and banish that. And let's go ahead. I need to open up your board to summon Farmville, though. So I need to keep that Kaiju on the field so I can crash. That's too much attack, so let's go ahead and get rid of that. Yaksha. I have to do more damage. I wish I can jack up its power and do more damage, though. I can't do it. I can't do that. Why does that thing have to be 1600? Oh, shit. I didn't even use Strawman yet. Yes. Yes, I would like to do that. Oh, shit. I could have blew up town. In the end, I guess it doesn't matter. Look at that. Look at this shit. Right here. I think I'm going to FTK my opponent. Holy shit. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That is how this bullshit works. Oh, I'm probably going to lose due to time, but I don't give a damn. Yeah, I think I'm losing due to time. Just summon Good Witch and attack, get it over with. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. Now, since there's a good chance that this recording is going to end after I fucking end this replay because there's a possibility of an ad, I'm going to just end my thoughts with, well, there you go, guys. I gave you a very, very consistent OTK, FTK deck you can play even against Zoodiacs. I clearly done it under D barrier, dealt with the Drantia. Get the fuck at me, Zoodiac players. This is going to be a fun-ass fucking format. Fuck you, Zoodiacs. You got a new fucking competitor on the way. And I will see you guys later, man. Haha.